Okay, I have to be honest with you. I always figured if you had a family in America, your options were basically a boring minivan, a giant thirsty SUV, or a 3-row crossover with a screen your kids fight over. That's it. That's the menu. But then I looked north at what Canada is quietly getting from China, and I realized we are getting completely robbed. While the U.S. slams the door shut on Chinese automakers with 100% tariffs, Canada is out here approving family cars that turn into actual beds, have refrigerators that keep the kids' snacks cold, and screens that drop from the ceiling like a private movie theater. Today, I'm showing you 10 Chinese family cars that Canada said yes to, while America said no. And by the time we hit car number 1, a 1,400 horsepower family SUV, you're going to be as mad as I am. Let's drive. Number 10, the Firefly. Now get this. This little family EV is rumored to land around $16,000. $16,000. In the US, that barely buys you a used sedan with 100,000 miles on it. But this is a brand new electric car from NIO's family-focused brand, and it is built to be the smartest small car a young family could own. Look at the face on it. 3 round headlights per side, friendly, almost cartoon-like, the kind of car a kid points at and says, "That one, I want that one." It doesn't look cheap, it looks designed. It's got flush pop-out door handles, the feature Porsche charges you extra for on a $16,000 grocery getter. But here's the family magic. It supports battery swapping. You don't sit at a charger for 40 minutes with a screaming toddler in the back. You pull into a swap station, and in about 3 minutes, a robot pulls the empty battery out and slots a full one in, while you're still wiping juice off the seat. It's got around 260 miles of range, 2 big screens inside, and soft-touch materials that shame a lot of cars costing double. And think about what battery swapping actually means for a parent. No app fumbling, no wondering if the charger's broken, no standing in a cold parking lot at 10% with a baby in the back. You drive in, a robot does the work, and you're gone before the toddler even finishes the snack. It's got a surprising amount of trunk space for something this small, enough for a stroller and a week's groceries, clever storage cubbies everywhere, and the kind of tight turning circle that makes city parking effortless. NIO built its whole reputation on treating owners like family, with lounges and swap stations. And the Firefly brings that to a price a young couple can actually afford. It's the perfect first family car. Room for the kids, the dog, the stroller, and your dignity. Would you trade your beat-up sedan for a brand new Firefly? Let me know. But if you think that's clever, wait until you see car number 9, because it has a back seat nicer than most people's living rooms. Number 9. The Leapmotor C16. This is the one that makes no financial sense until you realize it's real. It's a 6-seat, 3-row family SUV, and in China, it starts around $22,000. $22,000 for a 6-seater. In America, $22,000 gets you a bare-bones compact with cloth seats and crank windows energy. The C16 gives you 3 rows, captain's chairs in the middle, and a cabin that feels like a lounge. It's got a big 15-inch center screen, a second screen for the passenger, and here's the family detail. It can fold flat inside into a giant bed. Fold the seats, throw down a mattress, and you've turned the school-run SUV into a camping cabin for the weekend. It's got a range extender option too, so range anxiety on a family road trip just isn't a thing. You drive on electric around town, and the little gas engine quietly tops up the battery on the highway, so you never get stranded with kids in the back. And the details punch way above the price. The interior uses soft materials where your kids actually touch things. There's a panoramic glass roof that makes the 3rd row feel airy instead of claustrophobic, and the sound system is tuned properly, not the tinny afterthought you'd expect at this money. Safety is loaded in too, with a full suite of driver aids watching the road so a tired parent has a backup. Leapmotor undercuts everyone by building most of the car in-house, the same trick BYD uses, which is how you get a 3-row family SUV with captain's chairs for the price of a stripped-out compact. Dual screens, 6 seats, a bed, and a price that would make a Honda dealer choke. Why are we paying 40 grand for 3 rows of hard plastic? Be honest. But stick around, because car number 8 has a feature that turns the second row into first class on an airplane. Number 8, the Xpeng X9. This is a minivan, but throw out everything you think that word means. The X9 is a spaceship for families. The headline trick is rear wheel steering. The back wheels actually turn, which means this big 3-row van parks in spots a normal minivan couldn't dream of, and it maneuvers a tight parking garage like a car half its size. For a parent juggling a stroller in a packed lot, that is a genuine gift. Inside, it seats 7, and the second-row seats are electric recliners with leg rests that stretch out flat, so the kids, or you, can actually sleep on a long drive. There's a screen that drops from the ceiling for the back rows, so movie night happens in the car. It's got a giant flat floor because there's no engine tunnel, so kids can actually walk between the seats. And the practical wins keep coming. The trunk is cavernous, and it has a clever frunk up front for charging cables so they never tangle with the groceries. The sliding doors open with a wave or a button, so you're never wrestling a heavy door in a tight garage with your hands full. It charges fast on an 800-volt system, so a family pit stop is a coffee, not an hour. 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds, plenty for a family hauler, and a range around 300 miles. And Xpeng's driver assistance is some of the best in China, meaning the highway-slogged grandma's house is dramatically less exhausting. In China, it starts around $30,000. A comparable luxury minivan here is pushing 60. How much would a reclining, movie-playing backseat be worth on your next family road trip? But hold on, because car number 7 is where the luxury gets genuinely ridiculous. Number 7, the Zeekr 009. They call this the family car for people who arrive, not commute. It's a full-size electric luxury van, and it is enormous. This is a Geely car, which means underneath the glamour, it's built like a vault, safe as anything on the road, which matters when it's your family inside. The party trick is the second row. 2 massive zero-gravity captain's chairs that recline nearly flat, heated, ventilated, massaging, with leg rests, so a long drive feels like a business-class flight. There's a fridge built into the console, a real one that actually chills drinks and snacks cold, not lukewarm. There's a screen that folds down from the roof. The doors open and close electrically at the touch of a button, so nobody's slamming a heavy van door on little fingers. It charges fast, it rides on air suspension that glides over potholes, and the whole cabin is whisper quiet so a sleeping baby stays asleep. And the space is unreal. Because it's electric, the floor is flat and low, so climbing in with a car seat is easy, and there's room to stand and buckle a kid without breaking your back. The third row is genuinely comfortable. The trunk still swallows luggage behind it, and the panoramic roof floods the whole cabin with light. It has a huge battery for long range, dual motors for confident all-weather grip, and a 5-star safe structure wrapped around your family. In China, it starts around $50,000. In Canada, probably closer to $75,000. Still a fraction of the German luxury vans that do less. How badly do you want massaging captain's chairs for the school run? But car number 6 is the best-selling family van in China for a reason, and the reason is genius. Number 6, the Denza D9. Denza is BYD's premium brand, and the D9 is the van that has been outselling everything in its class in China month after month. And it's easy to see why. This is the family mover perfected. 3 rows, and unlike a lot of vans, the third row is actually usable by adults, not just a punishment seat for whoever loses the argument. The second row captain's chairs are heated, ventilated, and massaging with fold-out tables, so the kids can do homework or eat a meal at a proper tray. It's got the Daisu suspension that reads the road and softens the bumps before you feel them, which means fewer car-sick kids on a winding road. It comes as a plug-in hybrid, so you charge it for daily runs, but never worry about range on a big trip. And it drives far smaller than it is, thanks to a tight turning circle and great cameras. It's packed with cameras and sensors, so parallel parking a van this size is stress-free, and the sliding doors are powered, so nobody's yanking them in a tight spot. The materials feel premium, the panoramic roof is huge, and the whole thing is built on BYD's own Blade battery, which is famous for shrugging off abuse without catching fire. Exactly the kind of reassurance you want with your kids aboard. In China, it starts around $46,000. It's the kind of car that makes you wonder why the family van in your driveway feels like it was designed in 1998. Would you take this over a Sienna or an Odyssey? But car number 5 is a full-size SUV with a feature I have genuinely never seen for kids in the back. Number 5, the Aito M9. This is the Huawei-backed family SUV, and it has been a smash hit in China, racking up huge wait lists. It's a big 3-row SUV, and the reason families lose their minds over it is the rear entertainment. It has a projector, an actual retractable projector screen that drops down and turns the back of the cabin into a real cinema, far bigger than any headrest screen. Road trip movie night just became an event. Up front, the driver assistance runs on Huawei's system with LiDAR on the roof, which means it can handle chaotic traffic and highway driving with less stress on tired parents. The seats are plush, the second row reclines and massages, and there's a fridge. It uses a range extender setup for effectively unlimited road trip range, and it rides on air suspension that soaks up rough roads. And it's not just gadgets. The M9 has been one of the safest feeling family cars in its class, with a rigid body, a wall of airbags, and a driver assist system smart enough to brake for a kid darting out or a cyclist in a blind spot. The doors are electric, the third row genuinely fits people, and the ride on air suspension is so smooth that motion sickness in the back becomes a non-issue. There's a fragrance system, active noise cancellation so a baby can nap, and enough USB and charging points that nobody fights over a dead phone. In China, it starts around $65,000, which sounds like a lot until you compare it to a loaded Western 3-row luxury SUV that does half of this for the same money. A cinema projector for the kids in the back. Tell me that wouldn't buy you 3 hours of peace on a long drive. But car number 4 is where it stops being an SUV and starts being a hotel room. Number 4, the Li Auto L8. Li Auto builds nothing but family SUVs, that's their entire mission, and the L8 is the 5-seat sweet spot in the lineup. Here's what makes a Li so special for families. It's a range extender, meaning it drives like an EV, silent and smooth, but has a small gas engine on board purely to recharge the battery, so you get around 1,000 kilometers of total range and never once have to plan a family trip around a charger. Inside, it's a rolling entertainment system. There's a big screen for the front and a screen for the backseat kids, with the whole thing tuned like a home theater. There's a fridge in the console that both cools and warms, so you can chill juice boxes or keep a bottle warm for the baby. The back seats recline, the ride is cushioned and quiet, and the safety systems are genuinely advanced. The driver assistance can handle most of the highway driving itself, which on a long haul with a car full of tired kids is worth its weight in gold. The seats are wrapped in soft leather. The second row reclines for naps, and there's clever storage everywhere for the endless stuff a family drags along. It even has a powerful air purifier, so the cabin stays fresh on a smoggy day or a long tunnel. It seats 5 in serious comfort, and it starts in China around $45,000. It's the anti-stress family car. Long range, big screens, warm bottles, quiet cabin. But car number 3 is the bigger brother, and it does something a car should not be able to do. Number 3, the Li Auto L9. This is Li Auto's 6-seat flagship, and it is the family car that broke the internet because it turns into a bed. Fold the seats a certain way, add the accessory mattress, and the L9 becomes a genuine full-size bed inside, big enough for parents and a kid to actually sleep on a road trip or at a campsite. But that's just the headline. The 2026 L9 has a 29-inch 6K screen stretching across the dash, a screen that folds down from the ceiling for the back, and a surround sound system with speakers everywhere. So it is, no exaggeration, a movie theater on wheels. There's a proper fridge in the center console that heats and cools. The 6 seats are arranged 2 by 2 by 2, all captain's chairs, the middle ones with massage, heating, ventilation, and fold-out tables strong enough to hold a laptop or a full meal. It has a combined range of over 1,600 kilometers, so you could drive across a country without stopping to charge. And it's stuffed with driver assistance to keep the whole family safe. The fridge holds nearly 9 liters and swings from near freezing to bottle warm, so it handles both the road trip drinks and the baby formula. The second row tables fold out strong enough to hold a full meal or a laptop, turning a traffic jam into desk time or lunch time. And the whole cabin is double glazed and quiet, with air filtration scrubbing the outside air, which matters more than you'd think when a kid has allergies. In China, the 2026 L9 starts around $66,000 and runs up to about $74,000 for the top trim. A 6-seat luxury SUV with a movie theater and a fridge that turns into a bed for the price of a mid-spec Western SUV that turns into nothing. Could your family use a car that becomes a bed? But car number 2 competes with cars that cost 3 times as much, and honestly, it embarrasses them. Number 2, the Zeekr 8X. This is the newer, sharper full-size family SUV from Zeekr, and it's the one that makes German 3-row SUVs look overpriced. It's a big, handsome, boxy 3-row, and it is absolutely loaded. We're talking a plug-in hybrid setup with monstrous power, over 1,000 horsepower in the strongest versions, yet it drives smooth and quiet with the family aboard. The range combined is around 1,000 kilometers, so road trips are effortless. Inside, the second row gets the executive treatment, reclining, heated, ventilated seats, and there's a screen for the back, premium audio, and materials that feel genuinely upmarket. It rides on advanced suspension that keeps the cabin flat and settled, so nobody's getting car sick. And the safety tech includes lidar-based driver assistance to take the edge off long highway hauls. This is a car built to swallow a family, their luggage, and a week's worth of gear, and make it all feel like a luxury experience. And it's genuinely clever with space, with a big trunk even with all 3 rows up, a flat floor for easy access, and doors that open and close themselves. The third row folds electrically to swallow a bike or a stack of hockey gear, and the cameras give you a bird's-eye view for parking a car this big without breaking a sweat. It charges fast, tows properly for a boat or a camper, and keeps the whole family cocooned and quiet. It slots in around $50,000 in China. Compare that to a $70,000 or $80,000 German 3-row that gives you less space, less tech, and worse seats. It's not even a fair fight, but car number 1 is the final boss. It's the most powerful family SUV on this entire list, and it is absurd. Number 1, the Zeekr 9X. This is it, the monster. The 9X is Zeekr's flagship full-size SUV, and it takes everything great about a family hauler and cranks it to a level that shouldn't be legal. Start with the engineering. It's a plug-in hybrid running a triple-motor setup that makes up to 1,400 horsepower. 1,400 in a family SUV. It'll do 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds while hauling 6 people and their luggage. It rides on a 900-volt platform, so it charges blindingly fast, and it has active air suspension so sophisticated the cabin barely moves over rough roads, which for a car full of kids means fewer complaints and 0 spilled drinks. But it's the inside that makes it the ultimate family car. It's a full-size 3-row, but the luxury versions turn the middle row into recliner thrones. There's a massive screen that drops from the ceiling, a champagne-grade fridge in the console, premium everything, and privacy glass. The driver assistance uses LiDAR to make long family drives genuinely relaxing. The third row is a real seat, not a token one. The trunk is huge, and the whole cabin is wrapped in materials that shame six-figure European SUVs. It has a fridge, a fragrance system, active noise cancellation, and enough screens and chargers that no kid ever runs out of battery or patience. And because it's a plug-in hybrid, you get silent electric running around town and worry-free range on the longest family road trip, the best of both worlds with none of the range anxiety. It is a car that can out-accelerate a sports car and then rock a baby to sleep on the way home. In China, this flagship lands around $100,000. If it ever came to America, it would end the Escalade and the big German SUVs overnight because it is faster, roomier, more advanced, and dramatically cheaper. And that, my friends, is exactly why we'll probably never get it. It's too good, too cheap, and too dangerous to the cars we're told to buy instead. And that is the real tragedy here. So there it is. 10 Chinese family cars that Canada gets to enjoy while America stands at the border with its arms crossed, pretending we're not missing anything. Beds on wheels, ceiling cinemas, fridges for the kids' snacks, massaging captain's chairs for the school run. Battery swaps in 3 minutes. All of it real, all of it on sale, just not here. Which one would you actually load your family into? Drop your pick in the comments. Team $16,000 Firefly or Team 1400 horsepower Zeekr 9X? Smash that like button if even one of these made your jaw drop. Subscribe so you don't miss the next reveal, and ring the bell, because next time we're looking at another batch of cars that'll make every American driver a little more jealous. I'm still not over the one that turns into a bed. Which of these 10 would you drive home first?